Thank you very much for waiting. Boys and girls, and welcome your faces back. We had an epic last game, and we hope to deliver another one this time on Miramar.
Yeah. Like
just a normal game, but it's epic.
Yeah, I think what we both agreed during the break, that's probably the best game we've had in the contenders, the phase 3 contenders so far. And honestly, one of the best games I've casted. The reason why, and like I said, I think it comes down to the fact that that circle from phase 1 onwards was very normal and just allowed the teams to play
to their full potential.
To their full potential. But this is the standings after 6 games maximum. Milky Way jumping on top of the leaderboard with 51 points.
I think this is the first time that Tornado Energy has not been in first position. At least one of the first times it's actually been taken over by Milky Way. So definitely first position with 2 extra points on top. InsideGames is still in 3rd position, but one team that, once again, we said it earlier, Katana, last position on this Miramar game as they got the chicken dinner early on their angle. So Katana, few issues of consistency.
Now I know we are gonna talk about this throughout like the remaining games of the group stage, but this kind of jump in position is always great to see. It's like Stellar, they were in the bottom half of the table from day 1 onwards, even from the first game onwards. In 11th place after the last game, after game 2, in 4th place after game 3. Of today. That's really after game. Yeah. Either way, so that's a great jump up from them, and it means that hopefully they'll be able to follow up with another strong performance once again on the desert world of Miramar, Maxman.
And flying once again pretty central. Maybe if you want to try and go towards Puerto, it might be a little bit complicated. But other than that, all the teams can get their main locations as I want. I want another normal game because it was the most fun so far to cast. Yeah.
It also gave me a bit of a different perspective on my whole sadistic attitude of like annoying circles. I actually am now a bigger fan of normal circles because, as we said, it allowed the teams to kind of play at their full potential. And I definitely think in Miramar as well, where there's so much land and there's kind of so many kind of compounds initially that they can get a hold of. So yeah, I really hope that it's a normal phase 1 circle as the teams are looking to drop wherever they want. Nice playing trajectory, 3D Max going down south towards Monte Nuevo. Tornado Energy heading towards El Pozo.
Katana, always, they like to stand out in good or bad ways, and this time like, okay, I don't want to be with all those other guys, with all those plebs, they might even say. I want to be on my own, in my corner of the map here in Campo Militar. So that's what they're going to do. Pretty even composite, pretty even just rotation from all these teams, just going to try and drop at locations on their own. And okay, we're going back with the non-normal games.
It's not as bad as we've seen in previous games. I'm going to give a little bit of a benefit of the doubt
to the circle.
To the circle for now. You're forgiven for now, PUBG. You're forgiven for now. So it means that, like, obviously YMCA, InsideGames, HeartShift are already inside the circle. HeartShift are a little bit split, so it's something they're going to have to be a little bit careful of because they're so central inside the circle that all the teams from the west side are going to want to move on down. Now, the likes of Stellar, LXG, and FBI, they have a nice, actual, easy entrance into the circle, Max, because they can actually just get a vehicle and move down south, west, down to the southeast, and then just enter into the circle from there towards Puerto Nuevo.
Puerto Nuevo. Tornado Energy, once again, you said it earlier, they were in first position most of the time, got taken over by Milky Way, so this time they want to try and, they want to look cool. They want to try and get that juicy star spot of number 1 here on day 2 of the PEL Contenders Phase 3. Also, a team that had a really, really hard time last game. That was, of course, Ferrari Breach. Their rotations. I'm not going to call them bad, but I'm not going to call them good. They were like,
They just seem to be getting, from an outside looking in, I'm not saying that's the case, but they seem to just be getting caught out. Where it kind of looks like they're just not aware as they should be, not only of where they are in the map, but where the teams around them are, because there's a lot to be said about research on the teams that they're going up against. So you look back on VODs, you look back on games and previous phases, and you look at where teams that you're going up against, where they like to land, how they like to rotate. So there's a lot to be said. And again, I don't know if that's the case, but it just looks like Ferrari Breach just haven't really been able to pick up on that just yet.
They're going to try and definitely work a little bit on those points, Imperium. last career, as I said earlier, I was actually wanted to talk about that in the standings. Their team that were in last position at the start of today.
Yeah.
Now they actually got back up really well. But as I said, that actually HeartShift and YMCA are going to be clashing a little bit back and forth. But only one member of HeartShift will be seen, spotted out, and flushed away by YMCA.
Nice early kill point for YMCA. This is what did I say at the start? What did I say? HeartShift were split. They had to be careful because teams around them were going to be looking to move into circle. And that wasn't even a team that was outside the circle. That was YMCA. They were already in the circle. I'm all for like split dropping, but again, you got to be a little bit more aware. And if you have center circle, you kind of want to go, okay, let's group together as a 4-man team as quickly as possible because we are going to want to protect the compound that we hold on to as the teams around us move in.
Unity. A lot of vehicles under the control. That's completely fine. Going to try and rotate to a point of interest. Might be clashing with Milky Way. Quick math, yeah. But what's happening with these players and running over each other? I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes they just like to do it for fun. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. They just like to. They just like to do it just to give us a bit of a surprise.
It's a tournament. It's PEL. Let's run over each other.
You know. Maybe it's one of those you know companies, they go on like team building days and stuff like that. You know, maybe it's just a form of team building. You know, when somebody falls and their colleague has to try and catch them, maybe that's what.
I'll knock you on and raise you back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you get stalked by a full team.
Exactly. It's kind of like, maybe they're practicing their reses, But,
press button.
like a car, like a racing car, the mechanics practice the pit stop, how fast they can get the pit stop off. That's what they could have been doing.
DOS Pilot. Last game, they were another team a little bit like Ferrari Breach, really struggling to get points of interest under their control. So maybe this time they're sticking way closer together, which I really enjoyed. But YMCA finding Unity. Unity, let's not forget, actually, they did get the chicken dinner yesterday on Miramar.
Yep.
And they're going to try and replicate that amount of success on this third game of the day too here. But they do split away. Despite losing one member, they avoided the fight and they got back together. Really close quarters, which I do really enjoy from Unity. I think HeartShift could learn more of that.
But they've got to be a little bit careful because they're still taking shots from YMCA. The good thing is that, and this is what I do like about Miramar, is that even though there's a lot of rough terrain, with that rough terrain comes deeps and picks that, and areas where you can just kind of hide your car, hide your vehicle, hide yourself from getting shots in all different directions. And that's where knowing the map as much as possible is so important. You know every nook and cranny of this map as much as possible. It gives you a greater advantage on where you want to position, how you want to put your team. The in-game leader's role is so important in that regard.
Katana, team that's going to try and play the coastline. It's going to be clashing. Was actually the winners
Milky Way.
Of the number one position actually so far of the leaderboards is going to be Milky Way. Getting a little bit close. Maxazor, I know you like to play aggressive. You might be a little bit too close from the enemy team, so I would say just back off a little bit. Get back with your allies.
SLR with Hollow Sight. I like it, to be perfectly honest.
I think that's very respectful from Milky Way.
It's clever. It's clever play from Milky Way just to try and reposition themselves because Katana would have had an idea of where they are. So when you reposition yourself and you can do it safely, it means that you're going to kind of keep your opponents on their toes, and they've just backed off down on top of the hill where they can just peek, have a bit of a higher ground as Izum and Mans now just kind of dance around the top of this hill, looking to apply themselves very effectively as that knockdown from Mans from Milky Way went on to talk.
Yeah, but now that you can see that, actually, really smart from Milky Way. They see they have a knock. Max is going to try and raise back up top, and they're looking for the engage on the leading offensive. They do have a 3-1 split on their side, trying to duplicate a little bit of their firepower, but Max is all going to try and do a run for it. And Katana, they do lose Talk to a grenade, does get knocked away, and I'm pretty sure that because they're trying to run away, they're not going to be able to raise him back up. Max is all shot in the back. Going to try and go right, left, drive there a little bit, trying to dance the tango, but maybe he can get to Kamka. But he has the road still, and that's really scary for Max.
But there's still Kamka and Azverin in a distance across the road, firing shots, keeping Milky Way away. So it might only be a 1 kill secure for Milky Way because they don't want to kind of be baited, right? They don't want to bait themselves because Azverin and Kamka, they have the building protection, although Izum now peeking his way, looking over into that window with the SLR. Looking to fire a couple of shots off onto Kamka, who has a Mini 14 himself.
Yeah, we'll see. Careful there, Tornado Energy. Just going to get back together. Quick math around the corner. didn't seem like they got scouted, so they're going to be just fine for now.
Yep.
We are almost at the end of phase 1, 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Bazooms. Oh, Max is all just around the corner, very low there, so he's not going to get scouted. But actually, that's going to be great opportunity because Katana, they have the compound on the other side, allowing just a little bit more room to breathe for Max actually to maybe even kill back to that compound.
He doesn't. If he's got the protection of the rock and they're inside the circle, don't move. Just keep Milky Way at bay for now, and let's see what this next phase is going to show for us. It's going to be a hard north shift, so every single team that made their way inside the circle from the south, they're going to be kicking themselves in the face. They're going to feel like, oh man, what the hell? However, depending on how quickly the likes of Quick Math, Tornado Energy, 4 Angry Kids, YMCA move their way up north, that could give the likes of InsideGames and others down south a bit more freedom to go in.
I saw last crew that like they have to shift so high up north, and they're like, Creeper, oh man, they're gonna have to try and go really high and really fast, especially because there are a lot of teams also going towards that southern section of the map, so they might have one of the hardest entry points in this entire game to try and breach in the circle. But the northern section of the circle is actually pretty unoccupied, but DOS Pilot a little bit split. We talked about that earlier. Game 2, very split, not all really going their way. They have to try and get back together, which is they are doing now, and they got a decent compound, but unfortunately it is not in the circle, so they're going to have to try and go up north. This is actually what DOS Pilot are doing, and I think that's a great call.
It's a great call indeed. It's HeartShift. They are going to avoid InsideGames as they make their way up north. Deep inside the circle, there is Kamka, Azrin, and of course Maxizor. The members of Katana a little bit further ahead, so they get out of those vehicles. They're now going to make their way up the hill, see if they can vision out. There is also InsideGames behind them, so they're going to have to be a little bit careful. They don't want to go up too far forward, otherwise they could find themselves being a little bit pinched. As Ferrari breaching YMCA, getting a bit close together on the southwest side of the circle.
Things are starting to slow down a little bit. Only lost 3 players overall this time around in 10 minutes, so a little bit more slower pace than we saw last time, which I think is actually a good thing on Miramar. Just have a little bit more action later on. 3D Max, a little bit split, going to be sending Thorax on that front line, just in case. Dave does spot out Milky Way. I'm pretty sure he gets that information, so now he's going to go back. He got the information just to be able to be a little bit more cautious when they do decide to fully rotate and commit to that rotation. Stella, the winners of last game on Miramar. Very close quarters, YMCA around the corner. They are actually in circle, so no need to rotate for now at least. But I talked earlier, last crew, the team that had the hardest entry point are actually going to play really close quarter with that coastline, which I think here's a great play from them. As no really teams would be around this corner at this stage, it would be really unlikely, but actually HeartShift and Katana are going to be very close to each other, but Mike actually didn't get knocked by anyone. He jumped out of the car and died because of that, so I don't know what really was the play there. But yeah, HeartShift Nihanas dying because of his own mistake.
Yeah, he is indeed. Don't want to be making those mistakes too often in PUBG competitive, but they do happen. We're all human. As now EduCoz getting knocked down on the Havokki from 4 Angry Kids. Revive should come out if they play it safe. As DOS Pilots ripping on through Rewop, taking down a couple of members. Guess who? Occupying that compound quite effectively. That's a nice breach that they pulled through. We didn't quite catch it on camera, but obviously it was successful enough that they got the kills.
It was a really nice breach coming up from them. A 2-on-2 engage. A few teams like El Hazard has not been.
No, it hasn't been touched. But I'm surprised that a lot more teams haven't kind of gone towards the top of the mountain on the edge of El Azahar. Talk about struggling about to say that name, but either way, we might see these teams now look to move on forward. There is that little bit of a road that does split the north and south side of the circle. So yeah, there's still a lot of space, and DOS Pilots, I think they're looking to do that, Max. And I think they're looking to make their way through, head up north, and then go into the circle from there. All the while, Milky Way are just outside circle, as our Katana, HeartShift are in. Although Mjyoh is getting shot down, and he gets knocked down by Azrin.
And I'm pretty sure he's not going to get res back up because Mike is way too far away, and he does have the road separating them. So that's the end of their story, maybe. So LXG, you can see Fuse in the top bottom right of your corner. He has to try and make it to circle. A few HP remaining, but it's still phase 1. So he's just going to be fine. Just getting the circle just in time. Here it is though. Rewop They lost 2 members earlier, was their fight. They got stormed over by Dustpilot. There it is. E1 going to take heavy fire down to now mid HP. He does survive that initial few shots. And there, as I say, that instantly
Nice
cast once again. He gets shut down, and I'm pretty sure the Fine can't go for the rest unless he tries to use some smokes. But if he does,
he's not going to.
He's not. That would be not worth it at all.
Yeah, the only thing he can do is if he can get a potential knockdown and a frag secure, that's the only thing he can look at doing right now. Although he's going to look to run into the circle, but I think all members of LXG are looking to fire him now. Rewap get eliminated in 16th place. Their story ends on the second game of Miramar today as LXG. Now they're going to have an open entrance into the circle, only having to look about 180 degrees perspective around them, and they are going to be able to go on top of that hill to the east side of where they are. It's 4 angry kids and DOS pilots going toe-to-toe against each other.
Yeah, DOS pilots last time they stormed the compound on top of Rewap. It worked out pretty well. They might feel confident. They feel good about those storms. And 4 angry kids, we saw them also last game. They're not good at defending all that well, so at least on Miramar. So let's hope that now 4 angry kids, they can try and get a little bit better. They're doing a usual, like, a 3-1 split in one main compound here, and I think that's a pretty smart move. I think that's going to be really good to defend against the forces of DOS pilot. But that fight will be going on just a little bit slower as Katana, as Varin, might get last crew.
Oh, he's going to have to hold on. The head peaks. Yes, he is. He's not spotted. He gets 1 knockdown. Gale's being put down to very low health, although Rip from an angle knocks down Azrin. You got to be aware of where you are, and if you're going to go for those shots, you got to make sure that you're not being put under pressure as Azrin loses life. Body rolls down the hill, and that's going to be Katana put down to 3, I think 2 or 3 players? 2 players. Kamka and Maxi are the only 2 left.
Yeah, last crew though, they're going to lose much. They're doing a 2-1 split once again to apply some pressure on top of Maxizor and Kamka. The circle is shifting actually away from them as the next phase comes on through.
Nice. Come out from Katana to try and keep their dream alive inside this game. All the while, YMCA looking to take down InsideGames from distance. AK Skills holding behind that little hut to try and keep himself alive. Jappy was knocked down. Rip is still there, looking to push on forward. Maxizor is getting taken out. So Kamka is the only one that's left standing, using that truck and the dip around him to try and keep himself alive. But now last crew trying to push on through. They get taken out. Katana eliminated in 15th place. Great push coming out from Rip in particular.
Despite starting with a huge bang on the first game on their angle, Miramar just not their map. InsideGames though, Zampeek and Pixel did get flushed out, but Zampeek might be going down very soon until the tick of that smoke does get taken away. Stella, they're out of circle, they're going to have to rotate now. They are actually towards the road, and in the back of their head is going to be YMCA trying to slow down that rotation. But I think that Stella should be just fine. But
also YMCA, they have to move in the circle themselves, so they will want to be aware of time going against them as we are 2 minutes away from exposing Phase 5 circle. As we do see the likes of Milky Way, the winners of the previous game, hold on to the north side of the circle. LXG looking to drive on through just white, and the other member of LXG now getting into the circle, but with DOS pilots and Milky Way there, you can't seem surviving too long. All the while 3D Max looking to take down 2 members of last crew, but they get knocked down in return.
Yeah, 3D Max is a little bit split right there, but they should be just fine to rest back up.
Should be okay.
They should be okay, but I think that still the team is not going to let them any room to breathe. They're going to try and get on top. As I said earlier, last crew, they're the team that had the easiest early game rotation because they were playing completely on the coastline. Because they shift away, they were a little bit in a pickle, although Unity,
man,
they're going to try and slow that down.
Did a great job of actually getting across the road without getting taken out. Quizzy and the other member of Unity now pushing their way through, giving Rip an easy access into the circle. But now with 3D Max inside the circle, firing off in their direction. Oh no! Thrown down, 1v3 situation though. He got 2 knockdowns, couldn't secure a frag. That's HeartShift eliminated in 14th place.
That is very unfortunate for Mike for HeartShift. That would have been what they would have been hoping for.
Taking advantage, they took down Quizzy, as we do see Stellar looking to turn their attention on the Ferrari breach.
Yeah, Unity, unfortunately, they did get the upper hand at the end on top of HeartShift, but 3D Max, they saw the opportunity. It's 3 kills, 3 points. Let's freaking go for it to Zarin. Gonna try and get res back up right now. The smoke comes on through. There it is, the grenade from Noki of 3D Max. They got a little bit closer. You noted they had to try and res back up. They didn't have time to answer back. And also because the smokes do shut down their own visibility, got a little bit closer, chucked a grenade, Kowo coming on through. Nicely done by 3D Max.
That's a 3-point shot coming out from 3D Max. Now they're going to be able to turn their attention onto Last Crew as that knockdown did come out onto AK skills, leaving Rip the only one that's really left alive. I don't know if that revive is going to be able to come out. All the while, Stellar and Ferrari Breach getting close together. Stellar hold on top of that hill, and the knockdown, this frag does come out onto MarcoOPz, leaving Ferrari Breach down to 2 players, oKKo and EduCoz, as that circle shift actually went down south, leaving YMCA in a good position. And Quick Math with the only compound inside that circle, Junkyard all to themselves.
Quick Math yesterday getting second position on Miramar. They're like, okay, we wanted that chicken dinner, so we're going to try again. They have the compound, they have the better position to defend. It was a normal 3-1 split to try and defend that compound. The YMCA, they are on the very, very edge of the circle. They might have to try and rotate next rotation. Stella also, they do have this heal gun for themselves. They're going to try to run away from the shots in the back of their head. Actually going to be applied by 4 Angry Kids. And 4 Angry Kids does get Beanie. Going to be knocked down, but because they are now at a safe position, they run there in time. Beanie should be safe, and I still think there would be a really bad spot for 4 Angry Kids to actually commit and try and shut them down.
Well, they have to try and push their way through because they are outside circle. But so are Stellar, right? And Stellar actually need to move downhill, which could go against them because you have Ferrari Breach there. You also have Quick Math, although don't think Quick Math can see them because they're turning their attentions onto Last Crew, 3D Max, and YMCA. As Last Crew do finally get eliminated from Tornado Energy, actually. And now LXG are also eliminated 11th place as shots are starting to fire off. Odstrelovac down to 4 health, but he does not secure a kill as InsideGames are eliminated in 10th.
That was so surprising. I mean, that driving on that motorbike was absolutely awesome. But yeah, now DOS Pilot, there's a few teams that got knocked out. Actually, they were applying pressure on them directly, so that's going to make their rotation way easier, especially since they got rid of that last member of LXG. They're not going to get shot right in their back. But though, anyway, they're still going to try and defend that way. Ferrari Breach in the corner. They're going to try and get a little bit involved with 4 Angry Kids. They're going to be losing RonnieKray, going to be knocked away. 2 more members remaining, and Northwest going to be on that front line. Actually, going to be a little bit too deep. This gets sprayed down. Was that AKM by EduCoz? Now they're just going to try and maybe flush that one away. But it seemed like Ferrari Breach, which for once they're not going to be overstepping their welcome. He's just going to play pretty passive and taking his time.
Safe, very safe play coming out from the side of Ferrari Breach in the late stages of this game. 9 teams left, 29 players alive. I was saying that a good few of these teams were down to, we still have 4 players. It was 6, but now it's down to 4 teams that have a full squad on their side as DOS Pilots get eliminated with a fantastic frag grenade coming out from Milky Way. It's going to be now 18 to 26 players left alive.
He went flying just like a ragdoll. 4 Angry Kids, they're going to try and get a little bit closer, but still, that's why it was such a good play to not play too aggressive. Ferrari Breach, they're going to try and lead and stop down and engage. Grenade can be chopped over. It is in a valley, so it might just roll down to the feet of 4 Angry Kids. Not quite, unfortunately, but they still have this building to work with. But still, 4 Angry Kids, they're going together, and he does not res. He does not have the time to do so anymore, oKKo. And it's going to be turned into now a 1v3 versus 4 Angry Kids.
And we did see this next phase circle shift. It went up northwards, pushing YMCA outside the circle. Half of Quick Math are outside the circle, but they still occupy the only compound. There is a loot crate, which could potentially help one of these teams in kind of being protected inside the circle. Tornado Energy, they're in a 4-man split inside the circle, which, hey, you gotta say, isn't exactly going against them right now as 4 Angry Kids going on to Ferrari Breach.
Easy grenade right there, gonna try and chuck one on the side to try and get oKKo. But it's a little bit out of range.
Man.
EduCoz is going to be Demi, unfortunately. That's going to be the end of this story.
No.
oKKo, they scattered him. They know he's on the edge of the building. He's going to try and peek, as you just said. And now he's going to try and do a little bit of a run for it. Going to try and get to the second line of defense of that building behind this little wall. But now, actually, 4 Angry Kids, they get involved with Stella on the side of their eye. And that might give a little bit of room, actually, for Ferrari Breach to survive it.
Yeah, he was actually able to kind of survive it. Here came the cavalry unexpected. But they will take it right now as he is going to be able to potentially move his way into the circle. oKKo being very careful, proning his way down. 4 Angry Kids going, where did the last member of FBI go? What the hell is happening? Is this an unlikely alliance coming out between Stellar and Ferrari Breach as YMCA are looking to breach a compound that Quick Math are in outside the circle?
I think we're doing that joke way too much. Imperium with Ferrari breach.
I thought it transitioned to actually very well.
Yeah,
to be honest,
really worked out pretty well.
Thank you.
I'm going to count. I think I can't even count our fingers anymore how much we've done that joke right now. He's going to be on his own right now, so he's got to be a little bit careful. Junkyard is going to be out of phase, so you've got to be keeping that in mind. But it's still Milky Way going to be slowly creeping up.
And look at 4 Angry Kids. They actually find themselves in a position where they're being pinched by Milky Way and Stellar, and all the while, oKKo, he can just stay where he are. But the important thing and the hard thing for him is he's actually still not in circle, so he's gonna have to be very calculated as to when he makes that decision to try and make his way through. As Ostring looks to take down 4 Angry Kids. Milky Way, another squad elimination. That's 6 kills for them so far.
Yeah, Milky Way, that was a great offensive. Actually, Quick Math, they're getting involved pretty nicely with YMCA. So, because YMCA, they do not have the compound, they have to try and force on top of Quick Math. But still, also, they have on the corner of their eye the information on top of Quick Math. The Quick Math still might be in a little bit of a pickle, despite picking that fight with YMCA.
Oh no, from above! But Moleman doesn't get knocked down from Secure, and Secure does lose his life as Kaz came in, get that knockdown, get that frag Secure as Jupsig from the side of Quick Math do help to eliminate YMCA Esports in 6th place. 5 teams, 15 players left alive. Stellar and Quick Math still the 2 teams with full squads.
Picking up kills just like picking up berries. Zoom. Oh, that headshot. It's just 1 HP remaining. Zoom. How the hell did that happen? Oh, that was a little bit spicy. Beaming. Still going to try and rotate a little bit forward. Stella, I think they were the one team that are going to be really good in this game. I was about to say, we're not talking a lot about Tornado Energy. They're on the lower section of this map, playing very split.
They are.
They actually got the only few members that are in circle right now.
True, but Quick Math, the edge of the compound that they have held onto for the majority of this game is still inside circle. So that's very, very helpful for them. But Stellar, they hold on to the high ground on the west side of this circle. You still have oKKo on the side of Ferrari Breach, just putting his team into a higher point standings situation as Milky Way find themselves under a lot of pressure.
I don't know how he survived that.
No.
Ferrari Breach, here it is. Zoom, once again, he did survive his 1 HP encounter with Stellar. He just clapped back pretty nicely with that SLR. Oh my god, not looking really good. He does have that atomic scope, so he can actually... Oh my god, left. Also, that's not looking great at all. Ferrari Breach going to try and take his chance versus Stellar, which I was not expecting to really happen. And actually, Stellar going to be losing Beamy in the process.
All the while, oKKo from Ferrari Breach actually got a frag before he got taken out, eliminated. So that's great job coming out from him. Ferrari Breach going down in 5th place. 4 teams, 12 players. Actually, no, make that 11 players. 10 players left standing as Milky Way lose another member to the play zone. Only time will tell before I feel they're going to get eliminated, with iZoom being the only one left standing. Example and Compa also the only 2 members left on the side of Tornado Energy. As I said, that was time will tell. Milky Way are eliminated in 4th place.
I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my teeth. The Quick Math is going to be a big contender for this chicken dinner this time around. But as I said, Tornado Energy, they're actually still in circle. And they can try and stop the rotation from some kind of STR that did lose Moleman. And he does get flushed away. And now they're going to try and pull out that offensive. But the smokes are actually going to try and hide their location. They do take a 50 damage hurt. But they do have this very small shack on the top of that mountain. That might just give them enough room to breathe. And also, it is in circles. So if the shift goes their way, it's going to be awesome.
Just want to point out one real amazing thing that Compa did. He threw out a smoke grenade in the angle that Quick Math were in, which helps protect him against Quick Math and allows him more room to fire shots off in Stellar. All the while, this phase 8 circle went against Quick Math for the first time in this game, Maxman, leaving them in this situation where they have to be out in the open. They're going for a bit of a 2-2 split.
Tornado Energy did very split right now, though. Kaz going to be taking a few shots, actually, by Quick Math. But it seemed like he will survive with just 24 HP remaining. Going to try and res back up. So he's just a little bit safer, but the circle shift is coming close. And they're going to have to try and make something out of it. Quick Math, once again, they're leading the offensive. Their building is not anymore in the zone. And now that's, as I said earlier, like Tornado Energy, because they've got one of the few members actually still in the circle that can actually try and slow down that engage of Quick Math.
True. All the while, Kaz, he can actually hold out. He can wait up. Yes, he's going to take a lot of damage if the blue zone goes anywhere near him, if it sniffs him. But he can wait out for the last second, because all the while, Example has to move into the circle. So he's not going to find himself in a safe position, although he does make his way through now quite effectively. All the while, Quick Math, They're all 4 members inside circle, all 4 members together. Tornado Energy, they've done great. Getting 9 kills so far in this game and still go out in third.
They played it really passive until this late game. Here it is. Oh, the
dancing
smokes
around.
are not in range, unfortunately, anymore. Compod just take a few shots to the face. 60 HP remaining. The quick math now, they're just going to lurk. We did lose Hav, unfortunately, earlier, so that's going to be Stella out in third position. The quick math, they're slowly going to be trying to lurk towards Compod and MPL. Oh my god, these nice mini 14 shot on top of jipozec. Put him down to now 3 members.
Okay, so quick math. Okay, they still are 3 members strong. You should look to push it a bit more. You want to hold onto those angles, pinch Tornado Energy, but you got to give credit where credit is due to Tornado Energy. They are firing those shots off, pushing quick math back, using the smoke grenades and the dips around them, the rocks, to their advantage, as we did see jipozec did get revived up. So they're still 4 men strong, 28 damage onto 1 member. Quick math Compot doing such a good job with that scar.
This is the last phase too, so the next circle will be the last. It is a few nice shots. Once again, no headshots, unfortunately, but it is applying still a lot more pressure. But a lot of smokes are coming out from quick math. That means that they are going to try and pull off the offensive. He sees that grenade, has to try and rotate well from that rock. Now they're going to try and get a little bit more closer quarter. jipozec does not quite find the shot, but still look at that in the back.
Great
so
shots.
much work and putting Pelt back on his knees once again. Diggory going to try and pull off the engage. Comp are going to be knocked away. Now it's going to be turned into a 1v3 scenario for Tornado Energy. MPL are going to try and get a little bit closer. Going to try and flush that kill out for an extra point. That's what you're looking for. Jump going to be on the low section. Just take the shot to the face, but it is not enough. Quick math coming out on top and finally getting there. Miramar finish.
Yeah, it was always going to be hard for Tornado Energy. Quick math had the man advantage. They kind of had a positional advantage, but you cannot deny the work example and Quick and Compot did as a 2-man strong team. Even for the last, 10 minutes of that game, holding off Stellar, holding off Ferrari Breach in some way, holding off Milky Way. They actually eliminated Milky Way. And it showed up in the kill feed. I believe they got 11 kills, I believe, in that game. So great result. Second place with those kills is going to help them in the top of the table because they were already in second place. It means those point standings advantage against the teams below them will only help them.
Also because Milky Way didn't have that insane performance. They were in number 1 spot above Tornado Energy. So I think we're going to see basically Tornado Energy back in number 1 position after is 100% sure, actually.
And I believe Quick Math, that's their first chicken dinner.
It is.
So 7 games, 7 different winners in this phase 3 contenders. In the perspective, I don't think you can call that any closer of a start.
That was a really nice game overall. I preferred the first game on Miramar. I think that one was a little bit slower paced towards the end, but still, I think that, as you said, like Tornado Energy, that rotation was really on point.
But considering how that phase 1 circle was so far to the East Coast, it didn't end up that way. It actually shifted quite quickly onto the mainland. So I like the way how that kind of circle ended and how it just still allowed those teams to generally go wherever they wanted to. Quick math, man, they couldn't have been any luckier with those circles though, because they held onto that compound for so long.
That was a really fun play from Mike. Unfortunately, he only gets 2 knocked.
Yeah.
Almost find the third one, but the clips, they have a limit. Then 3D Max, they came in clutch and being the vultures of this second game of Miramar today and just getting 3 points for themselves. That's a huge move for the likes of 3D Max. And a lot of the teams are trying to rotate, like InsideGames, also DOS. DOS Pilot also having a really hard time. InsideGame. Look, that was a weird moment. That's why I was surprised. I was like, what the hell's happening there? I almost thought he got knocked out mid-air, but not quite.
Yeah,
Ferrari Breach, he did not. Ferrari Breach were actually doing so well, and I thought they were going to get taken out, but he survived so long.
Yep. I believe they were down to 1 player with about 8 teams left, and he put his team up to, I think, 4th, as far as I know. So that was a really good job, either 4th or 3rd, either way, as oKKo was doing such a good job as he moved away, and now 3D Max, they got eliminated. The bike didn't really pay off for them. All the while, Offspring were looking to push on to the side of 4 Angry Kids, and they got that squad elimination.
That's when YMCA understood their mistake.
That was a mistake from Sakura.
There was Stella and also Quick Math at the same time. It is, as I said earlier, picking up kills just like picking up berries and gets 2 juicy points for his team. Tornado Energy, that's when they lost. If they kept Alia GG, after that phase, I think he could have gone over to Tornado, up again, hill to hill with the likes of Quick Math.
Yeah, I definitely think it could have. That 3rd man would have made a huge difference. As I said, you can't deny the job that Example and Compot did in the end. They secured those frags, they secured those squad wipes in the end, as they were just getting the work done. And then it came down to that final moments where, you know, like Quick Math, they were playing it kind of safe because they knew they had the man advantage, right? But I kind of think they could have pushed it a little bit forward. They could have been a bit more aggressive. Diggory getting that first knockdown, then securing that final kill and that chicken dinner.
I have to remind people how close that was because you saw Diggory's HP bar go down to 1 HP in Purin. He had 1 HP. If he died there, Tornado Energy could have actually took that away. That is so unfortunate, but still Diggory did great with only 1 HP remaining.
Yeah, so we do see the points standings of that match 7 in the contenders. 3 teams getting 0 points. InsideGames, HeartShift and Rewap. Once again, HeartShift and Rewap not having good games. InsideGames definitely a little bit disappointing for them considering what we've seen so far. But that's the tippity top of the table. Quick Math, first place, 7 kills, 70 points in total.
They finally got their Miramar win that they were looking for. Ferrari Breach, actually, they got in 7th position overall.
Great job.
Still great, and they have 1 member remaining. And it's just YMCA. Oh, actually, we're going to go over to the heads-to-heads here.
Yeah, nice to see it. Nice to see it. Quick Math and Tornado Energy. 7 kills for Quick Math, 10 for Tornado Energy, 1,489 damage against 1,910. Both teams pulled in such a good performance, but I gotta say, Tornado Energy, you know, they kind of deserve that win just purely for how much they battle against the teams around them, going against the circle time and time again.
Look at the kill leaders there. Milkway were getting involved in a lot of fights. Yep. I think that's why Offstring, especially like being one of the top players of Milkway here, he definitely got a bunch of kills. Ex-MPL from Tornado Energy. I'm not surprised. That last fight and that last circle rotation from them was so freaking good. And he's got top damage. That's more than some teams, some teams do as a 4-man squad.
Oh, of course. And then Beamy in Stellar in 2nd place and Rip from Last Crew in 3rd. So it's pretty even down the line. But that 900 damage, I think that's the first time so far in this Phase 3 that we've seen one individual player getting more than 900 damage. I think in the game, as far as I know, I could be wrong. By the way, now this head-to-head between Offstring and Example, there's no real comparison overall, even though both teams got 5 kills. Both players, should I say, got 5 kills. The impact Example had in that game was much more than Offstring.
Milkway, they did 3-man partisan fights. That's why they got a bunch more kills. Yeah. And they got involved a lot. They were looking for opportunities, looking for shots. Yeah. Getting killed, once again, kills is the most important and most valuable amount of points you can actually get for yourself. So if you can get them, definitely try your best. Now, Miramar game is over. You all know what time it is. It's Sanhok time, baby.
Sanhok time. Can't wait for it. Cannot wait for it, indeed.
We'll see you guys in just a few short minutes.